Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where today we're just going to be taking a look at a bit of a fun article. I'll be honest, the reason I haven't uploaded in the last couple of days on this channel is because I've just not really been in a Doctor Who mood. Everything's a little bit dour, not much is going on, but I thought I'd give this a read just because it made me laugh, and you know what? At this point, I'd kind of be up for it. A new actor has thrown their hat into the ring to be the next Doctor, and it's probably not the one you were expecting. But yeah, sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and we're less than 1,000 away. I can't believe it. This year it's probably going to happen, which is insane. It's been a goal of mine for ages. So yeah, any support would be appreciated, but let's dive right in. Danny Dyer eyes Doctor Who job as he reveals plan for, quote, working class Time Lord. The BAFTA-winning actor says he's like to follow in the footsteps of the actors lucky enough to be cast in the iconic role. And funny enough, this is by Nicola Methven, the same person who does all the Doctor Who reporting. Now, I think this is just him saying he'd like to play the role, and I probably should explain who Danny Dyer is to my American or non-UK people who might not know. He's basically like, these days he's largely in light entertainment, but he like got his start through various dramas, kind of playing that sort of tough guy persona. And could I imagine it? Not really. You know, it's a funny thing to visualise. But you know what? At this point, I'd be up for it. It'd be something different. You know, I'd probably prefer this over Billy Piper, if I'm honest. Nothing against Billy Piper, as I've said before, but at least this would be something new. This would be a statement that would get people talking, at least in the UK, that's for sure. The BAFTA-winning actor said he'd like to follow in the footsteps of the actors lucky enough to be cast in the iconic role. Danny Dyer has told how he'd love to star in Doctor Who, while admitting he'd play the Time Lord as a bit mental. The actor says while he's never been asked to try out for the TARDIS role, he certainly wouldn't rule it out if he was. It's such an iconic thing to do, he explained. It's almost not the same level like James Bond. It's a character that's loved by so many. Again, it brings you an opportunity with Doctor Who, because of the nature of the work, to bring something left field. Something a bit mental, a bit stylised, which I love. I love the idea of it. Speaking ahead of the return of Sky's Mr. Big Stuff this week, for which he earned a BAFTA for Best Comedy Performance earlier this year, Danny said no one would be surprised with how he'd play the Doctor if he was ever given the chance. Well, he'd be incredibly working class Doctor Who, he laughed. Yeah, maybe a bit alpha. What I do, really. You've hired me for a reason. I don't think you'd want me to come in and play Doctor Who, you know, really posh. It'd be really funny if he tried, admittedly. Be really funny. He said maybe his down-to-earth, no-frills approach is what the series has been missing. I don't think we've ever had a working-class Doctor Who, have we? Well, Jodie Whittaker, she brought a bit of that. My friend, let me introduce you to the Ninth Doctor. Not going to hold that against him because, obviously, he said he's not, you know, a mega fan. But, yeah, I mean, I could kind of maybe see a more Eccleston-ish take with him, maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to visualise. This is largely, you know, completely hypothetical, but he said, confessing that he doesn't know much about the complicated history of the 62-year sci-fi series. I know it's hard work, and some of the dialogue he's got these big monologues talking about shit you don't understand. Other recent Doctors are including outgoing sex education actor Ncuti Gatwa, fellow Scot Peter Capaldi, and English actor Matt Smith, who went on to play Prince Philip in The Crown. The bookies are forever slashing Danny's odds when the runners and riders for who will be the next TARDIS are being considered. I'll be honest, no one's ever approached me about it, but I see things now and again. My odds have been slashed to this, that and the other. It's definitely something I would consider. Do you know what? I say let him do it. What have we got to lose at this point? I like Danny Dyer as a person. I mean, I can't really see him as the Doctor in all seriousness. But at this point, you know, why not let him have a go? Maybe he'd be one of those actors that we'd all look at and go, really? Them as the Doctor? No. But then you actually see it and you're like, oh my god, that actually really works. I don't know. Also, I don't know whether you saw, but on the mirror there was just a little pop-up talking about Ozzy Osbourne having passed away. I just found out about that. I'm really sad about that now. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a like. subscribe if you're new. I'm hoping to do a bit more Doctor Who stuff in the future. In the meantime, can I recommend you my second channel, where I talk about things that aren't Doctor Who related. 2 new videos have gone up over there, including a review of the new Superman movie, as well as a video on the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie as well. So if you are interested in either of those things, or just me in general, and want to hear me talk about things that aren't Doctor Who, go check that out. Also, let me know down in the comments below if you're pro or against Danny Dyer as the Doctor. I was speaking to my friend John about it, and he was saying that if he was to do it, he'd like it if Danny Dyer did dress like the opposite of Christopher Eccleston, so really like aristocratic and almost 8th Doctor-esque, but with like the personality more of the 9th Doctor, which would be an interesting and fun contrast. But let me know what you guys think, and also what else you want to see from this channel, now that Doctor Who seemingly has gone the way of the dodo, at least for now. But thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.